Gulliver's Travel, Chapter 4. Gulliver escapes from Lilliput. I soon discovered that b5n, one of the king's highest officials, was my secret enemy. He had always disliked me, although he pretended to like me, but now he began to suspect his wife of visiting me privately, and he became jealous. Of course, his wife did visit me, but always with her daughter and other ladies who came for regular afternoon visits. When visitors arrived at my house, I used to bring the couches and horses inside and put them carefully on my table. There was a high edge around the table so that nobody would fall off. I sat in my chair with my face close to the table, and while I was talking to one group of visitors, the others used to drive around the table. I spent many hours like this, in very enjoyable conversation. In the end, b5n realized that his wife was not in love with me, and had not done anything wrong. But he was still angry with me. There were other lords who also disliked me, and together they managed to persuade the king that I was a danger to Lilliput. I knew that they were discussing me in private, but I was seriously alarmed when I discovered what they had decided. Luckily, as well as Resto, I had another good friend among the king's officials. Late one night, he visited me secretly in order to warn me. He began. You've had enemies here for some time. Many of the lords are jealous of your great success against Belefisk, and b5n still hates you. They accuse you to crimes against Lilliput, crimes punishable by death. But I cried, that's not right. I only want to help Lilliput. Listen, he said, I must tell you what I've heard. Although my life is dangerous if I do, they've accused you of making water in the king's palace, refusing to take all the enemy's ships, refusing to destroy all the b5n, seeing the enemy's official privately, and planning to visit Belefisk is ordered to help the enemy against Lilliput. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable, I cried. I must say, continued my friend, that our king reminded his lords how much you had helped the country, but your friends wanted to destroy you, and they suggested setting fire to your house at night. Then you will die in the fire. What? I shouted angrily. Be quiet, nobody must hear us. Anyway, the king decided not to kill you, and that's when your friend Russell started speaking. He agreed you'd made mistakes, but said that a good thing should always be generous as our king is, and he suggested that a suitable punishment would be for you to lose your sight. You'd still be strong enough to work for us, but you wouldn't be able to help the big Indians. I covered my eyes with my hand. I had wanted to help these people and their king. How could they decide to punish me as cruelly as this? Your enemy were most disappointed with Russell's plan. My friend went on. They said you were a big Indian in your heart, and reminded the king how much you cost Lilliput in food and drink. Russell spoke again to suggest saving money by giving you a little less food every day. In this way, you'd become ill, and in a few months you'd die. And so they all agreed. In 3 days, Russell will be sent to explain your punishment to you. He'll inform you that the king had been very kind to you, and that you're lucky to lose only your eyes. You'll be tied down, and very sharp arrows will be shot into your eyes. The king's daughter will make sure that you can be longer see. This is terrible news, I said, but thank you for warning me, my dear friend. You all alone must decide what to do, he replied. And now I must leave you so that nobody suspects me of warning you. When I was alone, I thought that the situation for a long time perhaps I was wrong, but I could not see that the king was being kind of generous in ordering such an inhuman punishment. What should I do? I could ask for a trio, but I was not confident of a judges. Honestly, I could attack the capital and kill all the Lilliputians. And when I remembered the king's past kindness to me, I did not want to do that. At last I decided to escape, and so before Russell came to tell me of my punishment, I went to the north of Lilliput, where worship. I also put a blanket into it. Then I stepped into the sea and swam to b5n by pulling the Lilliput worship behind me. I kept my clothes and blanket dry. When I arrived, the king of b5n sent 2 guides to show me the way to the capital. There I met the king, the queen, and the lords and ladies in their coaches. I explained that I had come to visit b5n and I had been invited. However, I did not say anything about the punishment waiting for me in Lilliput. They welcomed me warmly that night, as there was no building big enough for me. I slept on the ground, covered by my blanket. It was not as comfortable as my bed in Lilliput, but I did not mind. I did not spend long in b5n. 3 days after my arrival, I noticed a boat in the sea near the beach. It was a real boat, large enough for me. Perhaps it had been driven there by a storm. I swam out to it and tied a rope to it. Then, with the help of 20 of b5n's ship and 3,000 sailors, I pulled it on the beach. It was not badly damaged, and it was exciting to be able to start planning my journey back to England and my home. During his time, the king of Lilliput had written to ask the king of b5n to send me back. As a prisoner so that I could receive my punishment. The king of b5n, however, replied that I was too strong to be taken prisoner and that I would soon be returning to my country anyway. Secretly, he invited me to stay and help him in b5n, but I no longer believed in the promises of kings or their officials, so I politely refused. I was now impatient to start my voyage home, and the king ordered his workmen to repair the boat and prepare everything I needed. I had the meat of 100 cattle and 300 sheep to eat on the journey, and also had some live animal to show to my friend in England. About 1 month later, I left b5n. On September 24, 1701, the king, the queen, and their lords and ladies all came down to the beach to wave goodbye. After sailing all day, I reached a small island where I slept On the third day, September 26th, I saw a sail and was delighted to discover that it was an English ship on its way home to England. The captain picked me up and I told him my story. At first, he thought I was mad, but when I took little animals out of my pocket to show him, he believed me. He arrived home to at last on April 1772, and I saw my dear wife and children again. At first I was delighted to be at home again. I earned quite a lot of money by showing my Lilliputian animal to people, and in the end I sold them for a high price. But as the days passed, I became restless and wanted to see more of the world, and so only 2 months later I said goodbye to my family and sailed away again. End of chapter 4.